Alright, today I'm going to work on a starter, or taking off a starter on this 95 Civic, and I want to give you kind of an idea where we're at. Usually the distributor sits right here, so it's just behind the distributor. Usually you can't see it this well, but I got a lot of stuff pulled out. If you have a stock airbox, it's probably covering up in this area. So this is kind of nice because you can really see what you got to get at. So kind of the first thing, first let me zoom in a little bit so you can watch what I'm doing a little bit easier here. And that should be a better view. Excuse me. So first, you got this. This is like your signal. I think that tells your starter initiate there. Just gonna get that wire out of the way, and then next you're gonna have this guy right here, and then you got this clamp holding this out. So the clamp's hooked on several ways. There's a bolt down here. I don't know if that's showing up right there. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is take off this, and I'll just get a wrench with that, and I'll show you that in a second here. Gotta get my tool there. Okay, so my tool of choice on this is one of these ratcheting box end wrenches. This is a 12mm, and there's usually a protective boot right there. Mine was kind of all tore up anyway, so I just took it off. If you have a nice new one, it'll kind of fight you, and you got to pull kind of hard on that. So you just put that ratcheting wrench there, get it loose. Try to hang on to your bolts as you take them off. Pay attention where they came from. So that's all there is to taking that off. And I'm just going to put it right back on so I don't lose it later on. That's something I like to do, just put my parts back on so I don't have to go hunting around for me. So let me take a look at this and decide which piece I want to take off next. Looks like the rest of these are 10mm, so I got to get some more sockets and stuff. Okay, next thing I want to do is get these cabling out of the way. There's a 10mm socket right there. Just got myself an extension. Just loosen that up, and then this should just slide off. So there, I got the cabling out of the way. This went to your distributor. Oh, it's kind of connected there anyways. But so that gets you these cables out of the way. So now you're just pretty much dealing with the starter. Okay, I'm going to have to freehand a couple shots here. So if you look down here, there's your bolt there, and that I checked it. I thought it was 12. It's a 14mm, and that's right there. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. There's another one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it or not. It's right there. So those are the two bolts that should be holding your starter on. Let me get this camera back on the tripod there so I can use both hands, and I'll show you what tools I'm going to use to get that off. Okay, on this front one, I'm just getting a medium extension. I'm putting a swivel on there. This is a 3/8 setup, and I use my deep celled sockets the most. This is a pretty quality one. It's a 6-point, so it won't stress out and break on me. Anyways, so it's 14mm, and by having that swivel on there, it makes it really easy for me just to get in there, pop that loose. There, that was on there, not very tight. I don't know if the other one's going to show up, but let's see here. Yeah, hopefully it looks like we'll be able to. That one's going to be a little tighter. There it goes. I've got a little bit of a nicer wrench than most in that I can turn this handle so I can get in tight spots. So if I turn my handle, it swivels around. So I got those loose, so all I'm going to do is take those out by hand now, and then I'll show you the result there. Okay, I'm going to show this real time. It might be a little bit boring. Now that I got it broken loose, it's ready to come off. I drop down my socket or extension size so I get in a little tighter, and just taking out that back bolt now. It was a little bit tricky by hand because the stress of it falling down was binding the bolt a little bit, and so it's just easier to do it with the ratchet. Just gave me just enough grip on it to where I can take it out really easy. Sorry about that. I always hate watching people on YouTube sit there ratcheting stuff, so and here I'm doing it. So the top one's almost out. There it goes. Just put the bolt there. Bottom one's out. And then this should just come right out. There you go. There's your starter. That's how you take one out. Again, I'd advise putting your bolts back. Looks like they're different sizes. And I wasn't paying attention to that, but I'm putting the short one up top, the long one on the bottom. Although, it looks like somebody just grabbed a bolt on this car and didn't use the correct one. This doesn't look like an OEM bolt, but it worked. So on your regular ones, they're probably the same size. But there you go. So I'll probably just end up selling the starter. It's a good starter. Clean it up. So that's how you take your starter out of your Civic.